good evening to you, Olive Barros, there in studio. Indeed, tonight I'm dressed in full Ma regalia. Just for the information, this is a blend of the Ilchamus of Baringo and Samburu traditional wear. You will be seeing a lot of this tomorrow as Ma-speaking communities from across the country and beyond, from Kwale in Kinango to Laikipia, to Baringo South, to Samburu, and to Laisamis in Marsabit, all have gathered here for the past few days, and tomorrow will be the culmination of this particular festival that will have what you've just mentioned, the transfer of deed, an historic moment that is President William Ruto will be handing over officially the Amboseli National Park to the community of Kajiado under the custodianship of the Kajiado County Government, now under the leadership of Governor Joseph Jama Olelenku. Tomorrow will be a day that will be celebrated in one way or another by the Ma-speaking communities who will be gathered here, because the handover of Amboseli National Park to the community has been something that has been of a legal, protracted legal, confrontation between the community and various successive governments. And tomorrow that marks the end. It has already been officially gazetted, and this pronouncement was made in 2020 in actually Narok during the first edition of the Ma Cultural and Tourism Festival in Narok County. And tomorrow that marks the end of that long wait by the people of Kajiado. Remember, a lot of significance will be coming with it, from on-source revenue to be generated by the county government of Kajiado. Olive, another most important thing is the details in that deed of transfer from the national government and to the county government of Kajiado. It means the national government, according to that deed, is still holding on to 70% of the revenue in the first year, that is the 2025-2026, the current financial year, and 2026-2027, the national government and the county government of Kajiado will be sharing a 50-50 revenue share, as they plan to do now a final transfer that will be in the 2027-2028 financial year, whereby the county government of Kajiado will enjoy full benefits in terms of revenue share and bag 100%. And so, Olive, it's all excitement. Even today, during the singing, the dances that dominated the third day of the cultural festival here in Amboseli, it showed the excitement and the anticipation for tomorrow. Olive.
I see you're properly representing the Ilchamus we know in common, Melita Olateges. But what has this meant, and what will it mean for the people of Kajiado? Is there, a sentiment on the ground?
Remember, there will be a sentimental value indeed. There has been an example, for instance, for the communities or the people of Narok County, where you've seen that the county government of Narok has been collecting billions of shillings through tourism funds, and that particular, revenue goes deep into the communities to help in terms of even education, in terms of, boosting the livelihoods here, even creating more employment. Remember now, as it is now currently under the Kenya Wildlife Service, which is under the national government, and once the deed of transfer is made tomorrow, then it means now there will be a transition from Kenya Wildlife Service to now the rangers that will be taking care of the animals inside the Amboseli National Park, and all that means there will be more recruitment of rangers from this particular region and beyond. And so for the locals here, they will be having opened up economic activities in terms of getting them access to tourists, and even getting them to interact with them directly and having themselves benefit. Remember, there will be conservancies all around this particular national reserve now, that is the Amboseli, whereby the community will also be undertaking the conservation and dealing directly in terms of taking part in conserving the Amboseli and taking care of the animal. They will all equally be benefiting from all the funds that will be allocated and channeled to the conservancies and again to the conservation and protection of wildlife. Remember, this is also the home of the Big Five. This is where the unique, animals and game and game happens right here by the elephants inside the Amboseli. And so it will be very sentimental for the people and the communities of Kajiado. But there has been a very big question that even when it was under the Kenya Wildlife Service, it has always been having a lot of questions with regard to human-wildlife conflict. How is that going to be handled during this particular transition? Is the transition going to leave the communities around Amboseli much exposed? Those are some of the questions that we expected all the three governors from Kajiado, the host Joseph Jama Olelenku, the governor for Narok Patrick Ole Ntutu, as well as the governor for Samburu Jonathan Lati Lelelit, who are supposed to be seated right behind me to answer all those questions that the community is asking. More also the community is asking is, why has the transfer been done, yet only in this financial year the county government of Kajiado will be receiving 30% and not 100% in the very first year after the deed of transfer? Those are the questions we also expect President William Ruto and his dignitaries that will be coming here tomorrow, the Ministry of Tourism, Culture, to be answering before the people or before the communities that will be seated right here in Oltuka.